Okay, yeah. Otherwise, I can do a little bit without.
Regular bars.
Sorry,
Regular bars.
yeah, maybe you can try to reduce it. Hare Krishna. Devotees online, they're able to hear properly. Hare Krishna. But it's better, I guess. Okay, so sorry for the delay. So echo might be coming from. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. What is your sharing?
It's visible.
It's visible here also. Hare Krishna, I'd like to welcome all of you. It's a nice bhajan. First I will sing a bhajan.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, your voice is not clear. We are unable to hear.
Jaya Jaya Jagannath Sachidananda Tribhuvane Kore Charana Banga Jaya Jaya Jagannath Sachidananda Kore Charana Jaya Jaya Jagannath Sachidananda
Tribhuvane Kore
Jaya Jaya Jagannath Sachidananda Nilachale Shankar Chakra Gada Padmadhara Nadiyana Gare Danda Kamanda Loka Nilachale Shankar Chakra Gada Padmadhara Nadiyana Gare Danda Kamanda Loka Keho Bole Purave Ravan Bodhira Kera Vaibhavina Prakastorina Keho Bole Purave Ravan Bodhira Kera Vaibhavina Prakastorina Sri Radha Bhave Ghora Avatar Hare Krishna Nam Gaura Kori Prasad Sarvame Gaura Avatar Krishna Nam Gaura Kori Prasad Vasudev Bose Bole Kori Joroha Jai Gaura Say Krishna Say Jagannath Dev Bose Bole Kori Joroha Jai Gaura Say Krishna Say Jagannath Jaya Jaya Jagannath Sachidananda Tribhuvane Kore Charana Jaya Jaya Jagannath Sachidananda Tribhuvane Kore Charana Nilachale Shankar Chakra Gada Padmadhara Nadiyana Gare Danda Kamanda Loka Nilachale Shankar Chakra Gada Padmadhara Nadiyana Gare Danda Kamanda Loka Keho Bole Purave Ravan Bodhira Golo Tera Vaibhavina Prakastorina Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. पतित पावन श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय. Hare Krishna. Once again, I would like to welcome all the devotees physically here in our Bhakti Center and also the devotees who are online. So, thank you very much for joining, extending yourself, stretching yourself.
Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam. Prabhuji, we can't hear a word, Prabhuji.
So today we'll be discussing on a very
Not even a
interesting
word we can
topic.
hear. Sorry.
We put it as the golden avatar in the iron age. So let's start. Before that, as always, we offer our prayers to Srila Prabhupada and all our acharyas and to their lordships. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatadeshatarini Panchakalpa Tarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So, there's a very beautiful verse there in our Srimad Bhagavatam. It is said that Samasritaye padapallahaplavam mahapadam punyayasho murare bhavam budhirvatsa padam param padam 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 yati padam natesam. So here Lord Brahma is praying to Krishna, the creator of the entire universe. He is praying to the Supreme Lord Krishna. And this is happening after Brahma Vimohan Lila. You might have heard in Krishna's pastime how even Brahma got bewildered, seeing the beautiful pastimes of Lord Krishna, how he was spilling the butter, how he was taking the remnants of his friends. Such a young boy, can he really be the Supreme Lord? He had that doubt that who is this person? He's very mystical. At the same time, he's just like any other ordinary child, and he wanted to test. And then all of us know that first time how he took away all the calves and the covered boys. He stole from the who can steal from Lord Krishna, but somehow God also wanted to manifest this pastime, so he allowed Brahma. Okay, let's do a play. And Brahma took all the calves and the covered boys and kept it somewhere. And Lord, with his infinite potency, he manifested once again the same boys, same calves, with the same stick and the same pagdi, everything as it is. So you cannot know who is the original, who is the once again manifested by Lord Krishna. Then, just a matter of time, Brahma came back to see what's happening with this little blue boy. And what happened? He saw that same boys, same covered boys, and the calves are there also playing. They are also playing the same way as they were playing. And he was surprised. They went back once again, saw that, oh, I have kept all these boys and the calves there, and are they still there? And said, oh, this is also there. And then once again he came back and saw that, oh, now he saw that Krishna is not only in this two-handed flute holding boy, but also he saw there are so many manifestations of Krishna in the bodies of the calves and the covered boys, and so he realized his mistake. That definitely it's Lord's potency that he has how expanded himself in innumerable ways, and how he taught him the lesson that he is the Supreme Lord. But then Brahma is feeling very morose. He's feeling very repentful. That how come I intended to test my Supreme Lord. He's seeking forgiveness, and like he started praying to the Lord. And for your information, our Srila Prabhupada, all of us know that he has written so many volumes of the scriptures, starting from Bhagavad Gita, then Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and so many, right, in just a couple of years. And this is the last section, the 10th canto, 14th chapter, is the last section, where he transcribed. So you must have seen some of the videos of Prabhupada's last moments in this earthly pastime. He would be transcribing this, the narrations, the commentary of this wonderful verses. And so much profound realizations coming from these verses. And why, we are discussing about this verse, here Brahma is saying, Padam Padam Yad Vipadam. He's defining this universe, the creator of the universe. He's defining this universe as Padam Padam Yad Vipadam. What do you mean by that? This place is having danger at every step. Every step there is danger. Do you agree or not? Or we feel that this is a really cozy, comfortable place, we go to the college and having a fun time and getting a nice food, or coming back home and having a nice time at home with family members, and go to the office, get a good salary. But whatever the best way we endeavor, definitely the problems are bound to come, the miseries are bound to come, the difficulties are bound to come. Because it is meant, designed like that. Padam Padam Yad Vipadam. And it is so dangerous at every step. Even if we think that everything is going right, for my way, for my thought process, but somebody is there. You see, like people, somebody talked about, oh, COVID. There was so much of chaos. There was so much of disturbance all across the world. Now people started talking about war, uh, this, that, right? Uh, like the size and the forms and the different flavors of the problem might change, but the problems are bound to come. And then our Acharya is saying there's not the problem at every step, problem in between step also. Yeah. You see, like, we don't know, like somebody might be putting that banana peel and you're just about to step in. You are going in the traffic and somebody came and, gave a nice pillar to your car or to your vehicle. Or you are, if everything goes fine, but then you come back home, have a tough relationship with the spouse or the family members. They say, right, love at first sight, divorce at first sight, first fight, divorce at first fight. And it's so unfortunate, so unfortunate. What is happening all over the world at this point of time. And yes, if this is the reason Lord has created, like especially in our Kathamritam session where every Thursday we are discussing the pastimes of Krishna, from the Krishna book, there also we heard, it's not only now, the same kind of problem was there in Dwapar Yuga also, in Satya Yuga also. Their time, they were big terrorists, and they were known as Hiranyakashipu or Ravan or Kamsa, Dantavakra, and they were not only fighting, in between states or countries, even planets. They were conquering, the heavenly planets as well. They were so powerful, right? And similarly, in one of the incident, all the devatas, they approached. It's beyond our control. What can we do? They approached Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, and all of them. They went to Lord Vishnu. Trahi mam, pahi mam, raksha mam. They all called out. Then Lord said, yes. Even before you came to me, I already know about the problem and I have already a plan. Because Lord says that in Bhagavad Gita. What he says, the famous verse, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya sadatmanam srajamyam paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya chaduskritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So whenever there is a decline in the religious practice, Lord is saying to Arjuna, there is a predominance of the religion. At that time, I descend myself. It is truth. It's absolute truth. Whenever there is a problem, Lord descends himself, and to deliver the pious, to take care of the pious people, and to annihilate the demoniac people. Right? I come to establish the principles of religion, and I myself appear, millennium after millennium. And yes, sometimes Lord appears himself, and sometimes also, like if the problems are not so big, then he delegates somebody. Okay, you go and take care. But then he always loves to take care personally his dear devotees. So he always loves to come. What do you mean by yuga? Anybody knows? What is yuga? Yuga means, what is the meaning of yuga? One yuga means what? Any thoughts? Yeah, what is it like? You know that 1 second, minute, hour, day, month, year, millennium. Okay.
It does not have specific time period because each yuga has different.
Very good, very good.
One avatar of Krishna.
Yes, very good. Any thoughts? Anybody on the online? They know what is yoga? What is this yoga is all about? Anybody has any clarity, or if you might have heard anywhere? What is called yoga? So it is mentioned that, like, yes, there are 4 yogas are there. You can see. So there are 4 yogas are there. I'll say. So there are 4 yogas are there. One is called this current yoga is called Kali Yoga. Before that, Dwapar Yoga. Before that, Treta Yoga. And then before that, Satya Yoga. So this Kali Yoga is, you can say, like around 432,000 years, and prior to that, Like Dwapar Yuga is twice of Kali Yuga, and Treta Yuga is 3 times of Kali Yuga, and Satya Yuga is 4 times of Kali Yuga. So this 4 yugas, as you said, like each yugas are different. That's the number of years. So it is equal to the total. This 4 yugas, is equal to 10 times of Kali Yuga, which is equal to 4.32 million years. And then this one Divya Yuga is also called a Kalpa. And similarly, the 71 times of this Divya Yuga is equal to, it's called one Manvantar. One Manvantar. And 14 of this Manvantar is equal to 1 day of Brahma. You can see. And Brahma lives for 100 years. So you can really understand how long, right? Because we didn't talk about the lives, the day of Brahma. Similarly, he has a night of Brahma. So day and night, if you multiply, right, all this, right, it might come to, like that's what Brahma is 311 trillion years. Or 1 day of Brahma, just how 1 day time, 12 hours is equal to 4.32 billion years. That's his time span. And yes, Lord saying that every yuga means every yuga, like Kali Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, every yuga Lord comes. And he comes and in different incarnations. How? There are so many incarnations of Lord are there. So there are something called Leela avatars, there are Guna avatars, and there are Saktivis avatars, Yuga avatars, Manvantara avatars, and different avatars of the Lords are like the waves of the ocean. Can we count the waves of the ocean? Similarly, we cannot count the the different avatars of the Lord. They are asankhya. But at the same time, it is mentioned that how the origin of all avatars is Lord Krishna. And that is there in this beautiful verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. Ete chamsa kala pumsa Krishnasto Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Rudayanti Yuge Yuge. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, he appears once in the day of Brahma. Right? Yes, every yuga, Lord comes in different avatars, but this original personality of Godhead is a Swayam Rupa, the origin of everything, like from whom everybody emanates, all the avatars emanates. He comes once in a day of Brahma, once in 4.32 billion years. Right? Can you believe it? And it just happened, and that really happens on the 7th Manu and 28th Divya Yuga. Right? At that time, Lord comes at the end of Dwapar Yuga. That's why we say Lord had just appeared. Like you see, 4.32 billion years, and just 5,000 years back, Lord has appeared. How we are so fortunate. That's why we really go to Vrindavan or Dwarka. We see so many places. Like some archaeologists, they say that okay, this is the place, right, where Nanda Bhavan was there, or in this place Dwarka. How you can really still find the palace where Lord Krishna was staying there with his queens and so on. Because it happened just 5,000 years back. And Lord, when he comes just couple of thousands of years back, 5,000 years back, he said that yes, how you can really approach me? He said you can approach me through bhakti. Yes, there are so many processes out there. He has given through the teachings of Bhagavad Gita that yes, there are so many processes out there, and the way you approach me, I'll also reward you accordingly. There is this karma. Kanda process is there, right? Approach of devatas, and devatas after you approach devatas will give something, but progressively, even devatas will guide you, right, to come to me, right? And there is some process is that okay, how we karma yoga, like we engage our fruits of the activities, or even the activity itself with the Lord, or there's something called jnana yoga. We use our intelligence to understand the different aspects of the Lord, right? There's a jnana yoga, and there is something called bhakti yoga, through which we engage all our senses. Hrusikena, hrusikesa, sevanam bhakti ruchyate. So we engage all our senses in the service of hrusikesa, in the service of the Lord. Right? That's a bhakti yoga. And yes, bhaktya mam abhijanat. Like yes, there are so many processes are there, but it is recommended that you please perform the bhakti, because that's a really elevated process. All others, yes, you come to me, but that's a really stepwise process. That's given very much in detail in Bhagavad Gita. And how to do bhakti? He has really, prescribed towards the end of the 18th chapter. This is the 2 sloka. How to do bhakti? Just do 4 things. Bhakti means do 4 things. What he's saying? Man mana, always think of me. Bhava mad bhakto, become my devotee. Madhyaji, right? You worship me. Mam namaskuru, you offer your obeisances to me. Once you do it, then what will happen? Mam evaisasi satyam te pratijane priyosmi. Lord is saying pratigya. Now I will take care of him. Now he is making that vow. I promise you this. Mam evaisasi satyam te. You will come to me. I promise you this because you are my dear friend. You are my friend. You are priya to me. And then what next? Yes, Arjuna thought that, oh, you told about so many other processes as well. What should I do about that? Lord is saying, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam vraja. Just forget everything, whatever you have said. Like, sometimes at home, mommy says, oh, do this, do that. Okay, by the way, by the way, finally, okay, you do this. Right? Finally, Lord is saying, okay, yes, I was just trying to test it out, how exactly you want to do it. Nobody used to do it. But now this is I understand that you are such a dear devotee and you want to do it. Now you follow this process. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam. Saranam praja. You surrender to me. You completely take shelter of me. And then what will happen? Arjuna is saying, and Lord is saying, aham tvam sarva papabhyo. I will take care of all your sins. Do not worry. Sometimes you may think, okay, if I surrender unto you, what will happen to me? Whether you will take care of me or will I really, live like a Christian cook? Neither can I will listen. Don't worry. I will take care of you. Mahasucha. And that's why you must have seen in our, you have been to Varadarajan temple in our Kanchipuram and so many deities. Mahasucha. Lord, writes in his Hastamudra, right? Like he writes Mahasucha. Always. Do not worry. That's why once you come in front of the deity, once you come in front of the holy name, right? We feel so relieved because Lord is saying Mahasucha. Like, if you go to some elderly person or to the administrative head or the company head or the, some big person, he says, do not worry. Definitely you get relief, isn't it? It's not that any ordinary person, like somebody on the street, somebody saying, don't worry. Right? I don't really, believe in him. But if somebody like the Supreme Lord Krishna is saying that, yes, I do have that faith, but still I don't know how to surrender. Oh Lord, how do I surrender? And you have said that in Dwapar Yuga, but do you know, my Lord, what is the condition in this Kali Yuga? What is this condition of this Kali Yuga? Would you like to hear how this different yugas, we talk about Sakti Yuga, then Treta Yuga, then Dwapar Yuga, Kali Yuga, how these dharmic qualities are decreasing yuga over yuga. Like, that's why it's called, Satya Yuga is called golden age, right? And this Kali Yuga is called iron age, right? You can see there's a difference, right? Where, like, Satya Yuga, everybody is so pious. Everybody was really performing with tapasya for tens and thousands of years. And they were really, getting the realization of the Supreme Lord. But what about Kali Yuga? What is the quality of Kali Yuga? Can you do tapasya? Can you even sit for more than 2 hours? It is so difficult. What tapasya we can do? Or what fire sacrifice can do? What we can do? We don't have that ability, capability, or knowledge, or make the paraphernalia to do all that. And especially once again, and Srimad Bhagavatam very beautifully it describes it so wonderful qualities of Kali Yuga. Would like to hear? He's saying here Sudhir Goswami is saying to Parikshit Maharaj. By the way, this in this. Okay, so this is I think the typo. This is a 12th canto. This is a 12th canto, and this is the 2nd chapter and first verse. Stop splitting. So in the 12th canto, this entire chapter is there, which really talks about Kali Yuga. So this Bhagavatam was written like in Dwapar Yuga or and the Dwapar Yuga, right? But then he had already foreseen what is going to happen in Kali Yuga. And he has already said what is going to happen. Tataschano dinam dharmam satyam socham kyamadaya kalena balina rajan nangsati ayu bala smriti. At least we can realize from our previous generation or from our 2 generations back what exactly was the ayu, bala, smriti. Sometimes we hear that, what Prithvi Raj Chauhan, hear that armor or the sword. Now even we cannot, just lift it. That's the kind of strength they had. You have heard that? Like what are the kings, they used to have this, the swords or the armors. Even you cannot lift it, or even 100 people cannot lift it. That kind of strength. Or they were called Shruti Dharas. They used to remember like this. And now we hear always Hare Nama, Kevalam. The simple sloka we are not able to remember. And the simple instruction from our teacher we cannot remember. Right? Our mind is so filled with impurities, garbage, nothing goes inside. Like all this satyam, socham, khyama, daya, everything is degrading. Yuga over yuga, generation over generation, day after day. And that is the quality of so wonderful age that we are living in right now. And not only that, in Bhagavatam there is one more also. Prayana alpa ayusa sabhya kalosmin yuge jana manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya upadata. And this is the nature of the people in Kali Yuga. What they do? For a little thing they start fighting. They love to fight, they love to quarrel, they love to have differences of opinion, right? Always misguided, through this misguided missiles, that we have in our mind. And yes, so lazy, right? Of course, all of you are so smart and hardworking, right? Like that's why you chose to come out of your hostel or your house on a Sunday evening, right? But you see, how many people, we really call them, well, please come down, right? And let's have a Bhagavad Gita. How many people are coming? But then you see how so wonderfully and so clearly, they had predicted these qualities. The qualities of this Kali Yuga. So everybody's aligned with these thoughts, or we think that some Kali Yuga residents are also here, like some Satya Yuga residents are also here in this audience. We don't know. We feel that no, Rosie, you are only Manda Bhagya, Manda Vrata. You are only always quarrelsome, but our home is always a Vaikuntha. We always live peacefully. Once I go to office, all my colleagues, they really hug me and they embrace me. Also, you are the best person, I love you. And they always give whatever you want, I'll give it to you. Or the children are so obedient, so loyal. They do whatever you want. Mommy, tell me. Yes, whatever we heard of that. Like son like Lord Ram, and wife like Sita, and husband like Lord Ram, and so many wonderful, what are the qualities that we have heard of. Yes, and that's what it is we are living in right now. All of you agree that this is what we are living in? So, there's a very nice story. In Mahabharata. Towards the end of the Mahabharata, the story is there. So, after the war, once Yudhishthira Maharaj was the king at that point of time. And then, once Bhima was really in charge of some administrator of one area, and of course, then he used to report to Yudhishthira Maharaj what was happening. And then he went to a place to hear what is happening. And somebody came and really asked, oh, do you know Himsenji, what happened today? I saw that the fence of the neighbor is really somehow automatically encroaching the neighbor's property. Nobody really, put it, right? They didn't have any automated cranes or anything like that, but somehow it's automatically encroaching. No clue why it is happening like that. And then another said that, do you know, I saw that one person was really carrying a big pot, and from big pot of that water, he was really transferring water to the smaller pots. Right. So, and then once again, he was transferring that water from the small pots once again back to the big pot. But then, once it was transferring back to the big pot, it was really only getting half of it. Is it possible? You had a full of pot of water, right? And then he was transferring it to the smaller pots, and it was really getting full. But then once again, transferring it back to the old pot, the big pot, it was getting only half of it. How it is possible? Yeah. And then another person said, "Do you know what happened? Today I saw a big elephant. It was going through the needle. It was going through the needles that eye. But then its tail got stuck. Its tail got stuck in that needle. Can it be possible? It is unconceivable." And another person said, "Oh, do you know like how there is so many people, hundreds of people came and they wanted to sift a rock, big rock, but they were not able to do. But then one person came and then he just put a stick and it started moving. And then he was really bewildered. He could not answer anything. And then he went to Yudhishthira Maharaj. This is what happening. This is what I saw. What can I really infer from this? And Yudhishthira Maharaj, he is Dharmaraj. He knows all the shastras. And he explained that. The first one, what he saw, anybody remembers? Huh? The fence. Yeah, the fence. Very good. Thank you, Sultan. Yeah. So how people are of this Kali Yuga, Maharaj just thought that yes, Kali Yuga is approaching and these are the properties of the Kali Yuga. What then? They always think of others' property. How can I really encroach? And this is no wonder what is happening right now. Right? The world, whatever you might have, still you want to encroach others. We are not happy with what we have. We want to encroach what others is having. And then second one, the pot, right? Like yes, a father or the parent, they want to give everything and they are offering everything to the children or they are to their beloved. But do they get the same reciprocation? Is it? Do they get it? Not even half, or even iota of it. Hardly anyone recognizes, acknowledges, or appreciates. Huh? Are you on the same page? Like you see what kind of lessons they have given, right? How we can really relate to it. And what is the third one? Third one? And needle and elephant. Huh? How, for the cause of sense gratification, they can spend billions of dollars. Like in the, you see, like, so-called some Premier League or this or that or some movie, they can spend billions. But then we go out and say, Prabhuji, can you take this Bhagavad Gita? This is, this can be really a manual of your life. No, I don't have time. I don't have money. Right? Like how they, and people start saying, oh, why you want to spend so much rupees in the building temple? Why you want to really, Lord Krishna has given this Bhagavad Gita free of cost. Why you are charging something? And one devotee was asking, why you are charging something? And then the devotee told, okay, that Lord Krishna had told him Kurukshetra, there is a transportation charge required, right? Bring from Kurukshetra to Bangkok. So what else we can say? Right? They don't want to spend anything. No money, no time, no energy. For the ultimate goal of our life, we don't have time. We get really stuck. Our tail gets stuck there. But for our sense gratification, nobody talks about how many billions of dollars spent in this or that. Is it not? This is the symptoms of Kali Yuga. At that time, earlier, how the kings, they used to spend it. And do so many fire sacrifice, so many things, for the benefit of all the living entities, for the charity, for living of, for the benefit of everybody. And the last one we talked about, what is that? That big rock, that hundreds of people, they could not lift, they could not move it, but then one person came with a danda and he just moved it. What was that? You might have committed so much of sinful activities, so millions of lives, millions of species that cannot be really moved. Whatever we do, and especially in this Kali Yuga. But just chanting the holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Just by chanting the holy name, what even our Achintya can do it so joyfully. Everybody can chant and sing, right? With that, all the sinful activities that anybody might have committed, but we cannot even compare. Now, Tulya, we cannot even compare. The amount of piety that you accrue just by chanting one name of God. You are able to relate so far? Huh? So we talked about how Lord appears, and then he talks about how Lord also talks about the process of bhakti, and then yes, you need some qualification to do this bhakti. But in this Kali Yuga, there is no qualification, only full of faults. Kale dose nidhe rajan asti eka mahan guna. Kale dose nidhe, this Kali Yuga is full of faults, but there is one good quality. What is that good quality? Kirtana Deva Krishna. The chanting of the holy name is that wonderful, auspicious, rare opportunity that we have in this Kali Yuga. That's what it is available in Kali Yuga, what is not available in any other ages. And just to propagate that dharma, Lord has appeared as Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yes, that's how we really understand. As we just chanted this verse, yes, this to propagate this holy name of the Lord, to propagate this chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Yes, in different yugas, there were different processes given. But in this Kali Yuga, there is only one process. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Namaiva Kevalam. Kalo Nastiva, Nastiva, Nastiva Gatirana. There is no other way, no other way, no other way. And that's what we see, right? Like just by chanting, anybody can do this simple, practical way, and through which they can really get rid of all the anarthas that Prabhupada has done right around 50 years back in all the Western countries. And we can see that, like some of you might have seen how the Westerners, this like they are so fallen, they are so without even Sanatan Dharma, right? They don't know how to bath or how to eat and things like that. But still, now they have become Paramhamsa Vaisnavas. You know why? Just by this process of chanting the holy name of the Lord. And this holy name is so powerful. So powerful. And just to distribute that holy name, Lord has appeared. And what it is mentioned? Krishna Varnam Tisha Krishnam Sangopangastra Parsadam Yagyai Sankirtanai Praye Yajante Hisumedhasa. So this is a discussion. This is from 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, where there's a discussion happening between one Raja, one king called Nimi, and this is Navayagendras. And here, this king was asking what are the different processes of worship through which we can, approach the Lord. We can go back to Godhead. We can really go away from this miserable world, the padam yat padam that we heard. That how can you really go back there? And then they talked about the different principle. And once they come to Kali Yuga, they said, yes, the Lord will appear. And very beautifully it's mentioned what exactly the Lord will do. Krishna Varnam. Krishna. Varna means letter. Right? Krishna is 2 letters. The Lord will appear and he will always have the name of Lord Krishna in his mouth. His pleasure will be only chanting of the holy name. And Tisha Krishna. His bodily color will be not Krishna, not black, but yellowish. Tapta Gauranga, molten golden color. Right? And okay, so he will come and really come with the different weapons, because we heard that like Lord Narasimha comes, of course, with his names, and Lord Ram comes with Dhanus, or Lord Vishnu comes with the Sudarshan, right? Different avatars of Vishnu, they come with the different astras to annihilate the demons. Now, this Lord, how he will come in this Kali Yuga? What will be his weapons? What will be his astras? And this Garbhajan Muni is saying, Sanko Pangastra, his his associates, will be the astra. So because along with the associates of the Lord, he will come and propagate. What? He will do? Yajna Sankirtanai prayer. He will propagate this holy name of the Lord. He will propagate this, Sankirtan, Kirtan of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. And they are the most intelligent persons who really understands that Supreme Lord who comes and propagates the holy name in this molten golden form. And in our various scriptures, various So in our previous scriptures, once again it is given very much in detail about how Lord appears, when Lord appears, in which place Lord appears. This is given very much in detail. So Lord, it is mentioned how he appears, what is his purpose? Yoga dharma pravartaimo nama sankirtana Chari bhava bhakti diya nachaimo sabhavanam. Lord Krishna is saying that I will personally inaugurate this Sankirtana Yajna in this process, in this age of Kali, in this iron age, and through the chanting, congregational chanting of the holy name. And I will make the whole world dance in ecstasy. Yesterday only we were discussing in another session, and we were discussing about Ekadasi, and then we were saying the whole idea of Mahaprabhu's coming to just chant, dance. And once we are getting tired, let's say prasada. That's the only purpose of Chaitanya, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu coming and transforming everybody. Not through killing the demons, but killing the demonian propensities of all the conditioned living entities. And most importantly, this is the uniqueness where Lord comes as a teacher, like to really help us, to educate us, to empower us, to encourage us in how to follow this process of bhakti. Apane karimo bhava, apane karimo bhakta, bhavangi kare, apariya chari bhakti, sikhaimo savare. The Lord is saying, I will come in the form of a devotee. So yes, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna, nahi anya. Kali Kale Naam Rupa Krishna Avatara. Lord, he has appeared as a holy name. And also, he has appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nomi Krishna Swarupam. Radha Bhava Diti Subolitam. Nomi Krishna Swarupam. The Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not different than Krishna. But he is in the mood, in the bhava, in the duty, in the effulgence of Radharani. And he has come to give this highest love of Godhead that Srimati Radharani was having towards the Supreme Lord Krishna. And how we can really get that, like Lord really realized that and really demonstrated that love, and he shared that love with everybody. Apani Achari Bhakti Sikhaya Sava. Just like in a school, right? Even teacher also says, oh, all of you have to write A like this, B like this, C like. It's not that teacher doesn't know about it, but to explain, to demonstrate, to really engage, he shows with example. This is how you have to write A, B, C, D. This is how you have to follow this process of bhakti. Now, who can be more merciful than who comes to our level? Like you see, sometimes we Prabhu gives this example that one time he saw that he was walking by, and then he saw there was a gentleman who was going with a small child, like at that time, like 50 years back, there used to be post office boxes, and he was carrying a letter to drop it in the post box, and he was planning to drop it, and then the child said, no, Papa, oh, you want to drop it? No, I will drop it now. No, and then he was trying, and he was a small child, definitely, with the tall boxes, right? He was not able to do it. But once father saw that he has so much of enthusiasm, right, to do something, what father did? He bent down, he brought him up, and then okay, now you do it. Right? They really come to our level, and then they really bring up our consciousness to a higher level, and then so that we can really do the service. That's what they do. They really come to this material world and they elevate our consciousness so that we can perform this. Are we okay so far? Any questions, comments before we proceed to the next phases and go a little deeper into some of the pastimes of the Lord? Okay, I don't hear any comments from the online as well. Okay, let's move on. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he appeared in this Navadip Dham. Of course, we not have time to go through in detail about Lord's appearance and Lord's childhood pastimes. Childhood time, he appeared as a Nimai Pandit in the house of Mother Sachi and Jagannath Mishra's house. Right? And he performed so many beautiful pastimes, as the topmost scholar. He was called as a Pandit, Siromani, as the crest jewel of all the scholars at that point of time. Because at this point of time, people recognize, who is the best coder, right? Or some might realize, okay, who is the best batsman at the bowler, right? At that time, I think if you want to show the opulence, means like the scholarly, in terms of all the Vedas and Upanishads, he was proficient. He had a profound knowledge with respect to all the Vedas and Shastras. And he was really defeating everybody, whoever was coming, into this territory, with this his logic, with his knowledge, with his grammar, and so on. And then, right, he went because he was staying in this Navadip, and then he went to East Bengal, like to teach there the people this Sanskrit grammar. And once he went there, he was really teaching so many people who were coming to learn this Sanskrit because this Nimai Pandit has come. Like you see that, if some famous, world famous, programming expert comes, to your doorstep that, okay, I want to help you, right? And you'll be so happy. I don't have to go to Harvard University or Penn State or this and that. Like that professor is coming here to my doorstep to explain. All the people were so happy. And at that point of time, everybody was so blissful in the association of Nimai Pandit. At that time, there was a Brahman called Tapan Misra. And this Brahmana, he was also doing a lot of research. How can I really go back to Godhead? Yes, I'm doing so many things, but I'm not really getting happiness within. What should I do? What is the goal of life? And what is the process to achieve that goal of life? So this is what we'll be reading and discussing a little bit from Chaitanya Bhagavat. This is one of the biography of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu written by devotee Vrindavan Das Thakur. So, like once again, you'll be surprised to know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has more than 25 biographies, and 7 are prominent. And out of that, these 2 are out of 7. These 2 are prominent. One is called Chaitanya Charitamrita, and that has been written by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, and Chaitanya Bhagavat. Of course, there are so many cantos other. This one part of it. So here, Tapan Misra, he approached. He was thinking that what is a sadhya and what is sadhana, what is the goal of life, and what is this process to attain that life. Sadhya sadhana tattva nirupite nare hena jana nahi tatha jigyasire nare. How do I really understand what is this sadhana and what is this sadhya? How? And he was really thinking, and he was experimenting, he was exploring, he was going everywhere, but he was not able to find. And one night, right, thinking that, right, he slept, and on the middle of the night, he got a dream. And some very wonderful personality, he came in the dream, and he said that, Suno suno he dvija parama sudhira chintana kori hora mona karastiro. Oh, gentlemen, O Tapan Misra, please don't worry so much about it. Now, Nimai Pandita Pasa Karahaga Mana. You now go to Nimai Pandit. Teho Kohi Vane Toma Sadhya Seva. Sadhya and Sadhan. So Nimai Pandit will tell you what is your sadhya and what is your sadhana, what is your goal of life, and what is the process to attain that goal of life. And he's saying, Manusyam Nahayateha, he Nara Naraya. He's not an ordinary living entity. He's not just an ordinary person. He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And it is your fortune that he has come here. And now I'm telling you the secret. Please go and approach him. And then the Brahmana said, yes, definitely. The next day morning, he woke up and took care of his things and immediately rushed to the Nimai Pandit's place. And then falling at the lotus feet of Sri Gaura Sundar Nimai, he said, Vipra kohe ami ati, dina hina jane, kripa drishti karo mora samsara machana. I am the most fallen person. I am Dina, I am Hina, and I don't have any qualification. Kripa drishti, please shower your merciful glance upon me. Mora samsara machana, please deliver me from this material world. Sadhya sadhana tattu kichu nahi jani, kripa koriyama pratika kahiva apani. Please shower your mercy and tell me once again what is sadhya and sadhana. I don't find any pleasure in any of these sense objects. Please tell me how can I find relief from here. And Lord replied, Vipra tomara bhagya Praki Katha Krishna Bhaji Vare Chahe Sahi Se Sarva. You are such a wonderful person. And Nimai Pandit said to him, you have always devotion towards Lord Krishna. And you are always worshipping the Supreme Lord. But yes, different yugas, there are different processes are there to achieve the Supreme Lord Krishna, to achieve and to attain the Supreme Lord. And he's saying, yes, Lord appears to really give that path, to give that Yuga Dharma at every age. And in this age of Kali Yuga, he's saying, Kali Yuga Dharma Haya Nama Sankirtana Chari Yoge Chari Dharma Jivera Karana. Yes, there are four processes, in these four yugas. And the Kali Yuga Dharma is Nama Sankirtana. Kali Yuga Dharma Haya Nama Sankirtana. Ata eva Kali Yuga Nama Yajna Sara Ara Kono Dharma Koile Nahi Hoya Para. So there is no other way apart from chanting of the holy name. So now, O Tapan Mishra, please listen carefully. Forget about any other austerities or any other penances. There is only one process that is given in this age of Kali, and that is really this Nama Sankirtana. And now, Ata eva gruhe tumi Krishna bhaja kiya. Now you go back to the home and please chant, please worship the names of Krishna. Kutinati parihari ekanta hoiya. So how we can see that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like while at that time he had not started even his Sankirtan pastimes, but he had gone to share his scholarly pastimes to the Bengal, and this Tapan Mishra, he was the first recipient, he was the first disciple of Mahaprabhu in receiving the glories of the holy name. And then Mahaprabhu, he says that Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama eva karo kevalam. Yes, this is the process to attain the love of Godhead in this age. And Mahaprabhu tells very clearly in this Chaitanya Bhagavat, chapter Madhya Leela, chapter 14 and verse 145. Yes, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. In the next verse he says, Ehi sloka nama boli, loya maha mantra. This mantra is called Maha Mantra. Sloka nama Bhatrisa Aksara hi Tantra. And this mantra is of 32 syllables and 16 words. And this is the Maha Mantra of this age. And Sarva Mantra Sara Nama. Of all the mantras, this is the essence. like how much, right? Lord is saying this with faith and conviction, and now it's really up to us to accept it. And we heard now that yes, this Kali Yuga Dharma is Nama Sankirtan, and Lord He Himself has come to share this with so much of love. And today also we are discussing another program that Lord has not only come to give this Nama Sankirtan, He has come to give the Prema Nama Sankirtan. He has added the additional flavor of the love of Godhead. The same love that the gopis or the Srimati Radharani, which we don't have the qualification to talk about the love of Radharani, He has really added that love. So that's why anybody can chant this holy day, can really feel that love of Godhead. Right? So now let's proceed. Right? Yes, Mahaprabhu was really giving this Sankirtan to each and every one. Like especially initially he started with only his close associates, right? And then he started giving it to everyone. But then he said that some of the people, they are not coming, they are not accepting it as it is. And Mahaprabhu's felt very pity for them. So much of compassionate, because he's the most beneficent, most magnanimous, most merciful, incarnation of the Supreme Lord. And in that deep compassion, he said, how these people will be delivered. He was always thinking that how all these people will be delivered. So much of pain he had in his heart. And that's a quality of devotee, because Lord has come as a devotee. In the mood of the devotees, he always thinks how the people of this world will be delivered. They are the para dukkha dukhi. Because most of the people there in this world are para dukkha sukhi or para sukhe dukhi. We are really happy once see others' misery, or we feel misery when somebody else is happy. But the quality of a devotee is he really feels distress once he sees others' distress. And that is the mood of Mahaprabhu. How all these people will be delivered. And understanding the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which associates would say that, oh Mahaprabhu, whenever the devotees chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Whenever the devotees are chanting, whoever hears, even as Thabara Jangama, whoever hears, right, they really get delivered. This is the potency of this Harinam Sankirtan. And then, as you were saying, but still some people were not taking, they were running away, wherever there is Kirtan was happening. And then Mahaprabhu said, okay, at least at this point of time, people have a lot of respect for the sannyasis. Let me take sannyas. At that time, he had a young, like very chaste and a young wife, and then a mother, right? And he left everybody. He took sannyas, right, for the benefit of all the living people. And then, with the instruction of his mother and all the associates, and then he came back to Puri. Right? And there is, once again, there's a very beautiful pastime happens while Mahaprabhu was traveling from Navadip, like Bengal. He came through this, like Cuttack, and then, right? Then he come to this first thing that he approached in Puri. What is that? Anybody has gone to Puri here? Anybody has gone to Puri? Okay, Mataji must have gone. First thing, what do you get? First thing, what do you come across once you enter Puri? Sakshi Gopal, yes. That is before Sakshi Gopal, of course, Lingaraj is there in Bhubaneswar, because everywhere Lord Krishna's temple, Lord Jagannath's temple, there is Lord Shiva's temple. So first you see in Bhubaneswar Lingaraj, and then of course on the way you go Sakshi Gopal. But the Sakshi Gopal earlier, right, it is known that it was there in Cuttack, then in Puri at some point of time, there was a difference of opinion, and then that same Sakshi Gopal later on, went to the Sakshi Gopal place. But once you enter Puri, you find that Patamangala, and just after that Patamangala, there is this Atharanala, right? Like they said that like there's a bridge which really, you can really connect to Puri, and from that place you can see the Nila Chakra. You can see the chakra of the temple of Lord Jagannath. Just seeing the Nila Chakra of Jagannath temple, Mahaprabhu went in ecstasy. Though he was coming with associates, but then somehow, like Mahaprabhu was so much in ecstasy, he went alone, running, and he approached, the temple. He went inside the temple, and some of you might have seen, right? There is this Garuda Stambha. He came near Garuda Stambha, and he was about to behold and the beautiful form of Lord Jagannath, because as he said, he is Krishna himself, but he is in the mood of Radharani. When he saw Krishna, like who is not different than Jagannath, he said, "Oh, my Krishna, my Jagannath is sitting there. Now I want to embrace him." That he was just thinking that he felt unconscious. He felt completely in ecstasy. Right? You cannot really understand the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because it's so deep, so deep. The amount of love he had, the way he was manifesting himself. And at the same time, when the people or this watchmen or the guards, they saw that, oh, there is some sannyasi who has really fallen down. We don't know whether he's alive or dead. They came and started pushing him a little bit. At the same time, there was this chief purohit of the temple, or is the Raja Purohit. His name was Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. At that time, he came and he saw that, oh, such a nice young sannyasi, he's so beautiful. Definitely he doesn't look to be an ordinary person. And then he took a cotton swab and he put it on his nose, and then he saw that yes, he seemed to be unconscious, but still, he's breathing. And then with the help of the guards, and then some of these disciples, then he brought him back to his home, and he led him, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in a very sanctified place. And this Sarva Bhattacharya, he is considered at that point of time, he's a Visarada. Right? He was so much having profound knowledge of all the Shastras, all these Shastras. A very knowledgeable person. Right? And then he could realize that like the powers, the ecstatic symptoms that like this young sannyasi is showing is not ordinary. Right? But he didn't know what to do. He was trying his best, like to really reawaken the sannyasi, was not able to do. And then, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he had some other associates like Mukunda, Nityananda Prabhu, and Jagadananda. They were following him. After that, they came to the temple and they asked the people, "Have you seen the sannyasi who came by just now? Do you know where is he? Where he has gone?" And they said, "Yes, yes. We saw that. Like he came and he just fell unconsciousness, seeing the beautiful darshan of Lord Jagannath. And now our Raj Purohit, the Sarva Bhattacharya, he has taken him to his house." Some of you might have gone to Puri, and in the Puri in Dakshina Dwara, there is Shweta Ganga. Next to Shweta Ganga, this house of Sarva Bhattacharya. Now also you can go, and the place is called Ganga Goswami Matha. That's a Matha. So that's the house of Sarva Bhattacharya. So all the devotees, all his associates, they went there and saw that Mahaprabhu was unconscious, and they knew that what is the process to like bring Mahaprabhu into consciousness, because that formula was there from the very beginning. Whenever Mahaprabhu was a small boy, like Nima was a small child, infant at that time, like he would cry, oh, Achinta is already big boy, otherwise he could have shown how to cry. Right? And then the mommy would try to give some milk, some food, or on a plate, toys. Nothing could satisfy Nima, the small boy. And then somehow or other, somebody said Hari Bol, somebody said Hare Krishna. Then Nima was silent. And then everybody realized that okay, once you chant the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So whenever in the matter of bringing the holy name everywhere, he would just cry. When all the ladies of nearby people nearby houses, they would come and they chant. He would be feeling so happy. And here all the associates also knew about it, and they came and they chanted Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. And seeing that, yes, Mahaprabhu came to consciousness. And Mahaprabhu asked, "Where am I? What am I doing here?" And all the associates told that yes, how he became unconscious in this beautiful form of Lord Jagannath, and Sarva Bhattacharya has brought him back to the house. And Mahaprabhu was very thankful, very grateful to Sarva Bhattacharya. "Thank you for bringing me here. I am such a bad person. I don't know what is the right thing to do. Please forgive me." And at that point of time, Sarva Bhattacharya said, "Oh, you are such a wonderful sannyasi. Somehow I feel that I should serve you." because the culture is that all the grihasthas and everybody they should serve a sannyasi, right? And Sarvam Bhattacharya said, I want to serve you. But Mahaprabhu said, no, 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 I have come here to this place, Puri, to take your association. I have come here to take your association. And now I want to be always with you. And I want to take darshan of Lord Jagannath. So then all the associates also were become very happy seeing Mahaprabhu coming back to the normal consciousness, and all of them, they took bath and they once again they took darshan of Lord Jagannath. At that point of time, there was also one more devotee. One more devotee was called Gopinath Acharya. So Gopinath Acharya was, you can say, brother-in-law of Sarvam Bhattacharya. He's also a very nice devotee of the Lord. And the Sarvam Bhattacharya, this Gopinath Acharya, basically they are from the same place, Navadip. And so they knew that, who is this Nimai? They came to know about each other. And Sarvam Bhattacharya also said, oh, your father, Jagannath Misra, and your grandfather, right, Nilambar Chakravarti, everybody, they are so dear to me. And I'm very fond of them, right? And so that's how I also like to serve you. And then Mahaprabhu said, yes, I'm very happy, to be under you, and I have come here, to learn, Vedantas from you. And yes, Sarvata said, yes, that's what I was thinking, because it's a young sannyasi, you cannot maintain sannyas, because it's very difficult. You should learn Vedantas, and I can really explain it to you. And that's what kind of he was thinking. That one more day, Mahaprabhu went there, and this Gopinath Acharya and some of the associates like Mukunda came to Sarvam Bhattacharya, and they asked, oh, Sarvam Bhattacharya, you are so fortunate to have Mahaprabhu at your house. And Sarvam Bhattacharya, yes, I feel so happy that such a nice devotee, has come to our house and to this Puri. And Sarvam Bhattacharya is saying that, but he's just a ordinary sannyasi. Why he has taken sannyas from a not a high class sannyas sampradaya? He has taken from Bharati sampradaya, because earlier that time, some sampradayas like Puri, Aranya, Giri, those sampradayas were considered the highest. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taken sannyas from Bharati sampradaya was not considered as so high. And then Gopinath Acharya, once he heard that, he felt so sorry for Sarvam Bhattacharya. He said that you don't really understand who is this Supreme Lord, who is this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And all the disciples of Sarvam Bhattacharya said, but how do you know that he is the Supreme Lord? Do you have any praman? Do you have any evidence? And at that point of time, Gopinath Acharya said, yes, it is not possible to understand the Supreme Lord. You need the mercy of the Lord. And so Bhattacharya said, how should I know that you have received the mercy? I said, okay, I might not have received the mercy. How do you know that you have received the mercy? And then he says that, yes, as we are discussing these prayers of Brahma, there's one more prayer, similar prayer, he says, Tathapi tadeva padambudo jayo lesanu padano prasada lesanu grahita ivahi. Unless somebody has received the mercy of the Supreme Lord, nobody can understand the Lord. On our own, we might do so much of philosophical understanding, so much study. On our own, we cannot really realize the Supreme Lord. We have to receive the mercy of the Lord and His devotees to really understand Him, to know Him. And then, so Sarvam Bhattacharya said, okay, what is the evidence? And then Gopinath Acharya started putting various scriptures. Because we need to really understand somebody, because nowadays it's very important to really understand if somebody is an incarnation. People say, oh, this Baba is Bhagavan, that Baba is Bhagavan.
But we should not go with that blind faith. It's like Saram Bhattacharya is asking, what is the evidence? We should ask, what is the evidence that he is the Supreme Lord, or he is the Bhagavan, or anybody can become Bhagavan? There are some characteristics are there, and here, Gopinathacharya is quoting that. How he is the Supreme Lord. First, he talks about scriptures. How in the different scriptures, it is given very much in detail. Who is the Supreme Lord, and we just discussed from Srimad Bhagavatam, right? And there are so many other scriptures are also there, especially in the Vishnu Sahasranam. All of you might have heard, especially in the South India. What is that verse? Suvarna varna hemango varanga chandanangadi sanyasa krusama santa nishtha santi parayana. So here, Bhishma is laying on the bed and he is really chanting this Vishnu Sahasranam. And why he is chanting? And till that point of time, no incarnation of the Lord is having Suvarna Varna, like this yellow complexion, like with the Chandana Angadi, like completely anointed with the sandalwood bulb, right? And sannyasa, yes, when Bhishma was really praying, he was thinking of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sannyasa krut samasyanta. Yes, he's so self-controlled, he's so peaceful, he's completely fixed in the chanting of the holy name. He's a nishtha santi parayana, and he's completely absorbed in the highest level of devotion, right? And most importantly, it is also talked about, like especially once you talk about an athlete, he's having what is called 6 abs, or like how much, right? Like 6 abs, right? Like okay, you fit that. Oh, yes, means that okay, he's the fittest person, right? Like there are also shastras are there who is considered Mahapurusha, right? And there are 32 attributes, the bodily parts, which like there's a shastra called Samudri, and it talks about this is the if somebody has this attributes, he's considered a Mahapurusha. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's birth, right, this was really told by Nilambar Chakravarti, that great astrologer at that point of, this is not an ordinary child. This child is having Batrisa Lakshana Mahapurusha Bhushana Ei Shisu Ange Dekhi Esava Lakshana. This is not an ordinary child. Now I see that all the qualities of a Mahapurusha are there. So I would like to know what are those 32 qualities. Right? Yes, they are like there are 32 bodily symptoms of a great personality. 5 of his bodily parts are large, and 5 fine, 7 reddish, 6 raised, 3 small, 3 broad, and 3 grave. So these are the 32 like characteristics. Like just to give you a couple of hints, the 5 large parts are nose, arms, chin, eyes, knees. And the fine 5 parts are like skin, fingertips, teeth, hair on the body, right? And the 7 reddish parts are eyes, soles, palms, palate, nails, upper and lower lips. And 6 raised parts are chest, shoulder, nails, nose, waist, right, mouth, and so many things. And then he says that Narayanera Chinna Yukta Sri Histacharana Eishisu Sarve Loke Kari Vetarana. And I can see that like this boy is also having all the symptoms of Lord Narayana on his palms and the soles. So we cannot really consider anybody as a supreme personality Godhead, right? And there are also like the astrological attributes, not only like the bodily attributes, but the astrological attributes are also mentioned. And what are they? Would like to hear, like especially in Chaitanya Charitamrita also. There are very much in detail has been given about the astrological time period when Mahaprabhu appeared and how that is so auspicious. So it is mentioned that he appeared in the Siha Lagna, and that all the detail thing is there. I will not go in detail, but just to say, it is mentioned that Chaitanya Simhera Nava Dipe Avatara Simha Griva Simha Virya Simhera Omkara. So how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is like a lion, and he has appeared, with so roaring like lion. Why he is considered as a lion? Of course, because he has I think Leo is a sign and some other Lagnas and so on. But also, like in a cave, right? If there are so many other animals are there, and then if lion goes inside, with the hunkar of the lion, all the other animals they run away. Similarly, once we chant the name of Gauranga, you have to chant loud like Simha. Sihara hunkar. Yes, you see, Achinta is teaching us how to chant. Once we chant loudly, then all the anarthas inside our heart, they will run away by hearing the name of God. You can try it again. God! Yes. So there was once actually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling in Godrumdeep. It is one of the Navadip. And then he was traveling with his friend. And he came across a small sari, or let's say a parrot. And then Mahaprabhu was teaching that parrot, oh, chant Radha Krishna, chant Radha Krishna. What do you say? Chant Radha Krishna, Radha Krishna. Oh, that's okay, yes, some of you are more intelligent. Yes, now that parrot, he started chanting Gauranga. And Mahaprabhu is saying, chant Radha Krishna, Radha Krishna. Then he parrot was chanting Gauranga. Mahaprabhu is chanting, why are you chanting Radha Krishna? Why are you not chanting Radha Krishna? No, the name of Gauranga is more merciful than the Radha Krishna. Then of course Mahaprabhu, he didn't want to hear his name. He said Vishnu, Vishnu, and run away. But yes, all the living entities, when they knew, right, they know that what exactly the merciful nature of Mahaprabhu. Right? So we have been discussing about the different scriptural attributes, right? And then, okay, this is the one. And then we talked about different bodily attributes, different astrological influences, and the different authorities. It is there in 10th canto of Bhagavatam, how Garga Muni had predicted so much earlier. How Prahlad Maharaj in 7th canto, we talked about that, how Lord will appear as a Channa avatar, right? And then we talked about how Navendra Muni, how he had predicted in the scriptures. And there was one more shloka, is running out of time, we will not go in detail, that how in different Puranas, there's so many scripture references are there, how Mahaprabhu will appear, where he would appear, and which time period he will appear, and so much given in detail. And then we see also so many Goswamis and Acharyas, they have documented the different pastimes of the Lord. They have really proven with so many scriptures the supremacy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And not only that, he performed so many extraordinary activities, that is beyond our finite mind or tiny mind. But how he manifested himself, and most importantly, right, how he was really distributing this love of Godhead, even if to the most fallen persons. So that's why we call that, right? We should know that if somebody is the incarnation of the Lord, then we should ask these 4 things. What is that? SAFE. What is the scriptural reference? What is the astrology or different bodily attributes? Third is that, okay, who are the authorities talking about him, and what are the extraordinary activities they are performing? That's why you can say he's a safe incarnation. Otherwise, he is a cheater, he is a swindler. We should ask that, whether he is a real guru, a real sadhu, or real incarnation, or is a cheater or a bogus person. Because Prabhupada always used to say that, because you want to be cheated, you want to get a shortcut process, you are getting cheaters. But we really understand the Shastras, and then, right, we know that, okay, what is right and what is wrong. So, Gopinath Acharya, we're coming back to that pastime, he quoted so many scriptural references, and then he really explained to Sarvam Bhattacharya that yes, this gentleman, this person is not a devotee, but he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He has appeared to distribute this love of Godhead with everybody. And then still, Sarvam Bhattacharya said, still, I want to have a conversation of Vedanta with this young sannyasi. And then he said, Mahaprabhu said, okay, you want to explain, and I would love to hear from you. He started talking about Vedantas and different principles and so on. And Mahaprabhu continued to hear it for 7 days, and all the Vedanta explanation from Sarvam Bhattacharya, because he was such a scholar. There's a humble mood he was hearing. And at that point of time, right, Sarvam Bhattacharya, I've been talking about it for last 7 days. You are not asking any questions, because similarly in the virtual world nowadays, asking some question, nobody replies. We don't know if they are, understanding, not understanding what is happening. Right? Like, but that was a one-on-one conversation. Right? Like still, Mahaprabhu was in a very humble way. He was really listening, and then Mahaprabhu said that yes, I acknowledge what you are saying, but the way you are explaining this Vedanta Sutra, it's just like the sun is being covered with a cloud. Your explanations are really misinterpreted. They are not appropriate. That's like the shock of his life. He was considered the most learned scholar at that point in time, and somebody is saying that my interpretation, my commentary is just like a cloud covering the sun. Then do you know anything about it? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained very much in detail what exactly this the Vedanta Sutra and the essence of all the teachings and so on. And seeing that, hearing that, Sarvam Bhattacharya was completely moved, enchanted, not only earlier by the beauty of the Lord, by his scholar of the Lord, by his humility of the Lord. And then he fell at the lotus feet of the Lord, and seeing the humility once again of Sarvam Bhattacharya, he showed this beautiful form, like of course different point of time Lord shows this Sadbhuja form. How many of you have been to inside the Jagannath Puri temple in the Garuda Stamba? Right? In the Garuda Stamba itself, you see towards the right hand side, there is Sadbhuja Murti of the Lord. There is Sadbhuja. Or if you go to the south Dwara, like the south gate, and there is a huge deity of Sadbhuja Gauranga. Right? Have you heard of that? Like in any other temple, they put anybody else deity in the temple. Is it possible? No. Why? Because at that point of time, right, King Pratap or the Sarvam Bhattacharya, all these devotees, they have understood that yes, he's not an ordinary person, he's a supreme personality of Godhead. That's why you can see the deity of Mahaprabhu in the Sadbhuja form that Sarvam Bhattacharya had seen in Jagannath Puri temple right now. So if you go to now Puri, you might have seen, might not have observed, or you might have gone also, but now you can see just inside the temple, in the Garbha Griha, in this Garuda Stamba, like of course you can see, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to, have darshan of the Lord, because he was getting so overwhelmed. So he used to not go inside. He was standing from the Garuda Stamba, because his mood was that I want to be next to Garuda, in the mood of a devotee, right? Because Lord Jagannath, he is watching Garuda, and if he sees Garuda, then if I am seen next to him, he will see me, and that was his mood. And if you see, there are also some marks of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's are there, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ecstasy would be so much, sometimes it becomes so hot that even stones would melt. Stones would melt with so much of ecstasy that he had. You would see his marks, on the pillars, on the stone pillars, there in Jagannath Puri temple, right? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would be so much overwhelmed with ecstasy, like while having darshan of Lord Jagannath. And after that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that okay, and now I have come here, but I want to also come the people of South India, and I have to deliver them. And in the guise of searching his elder brother Vishnu, he started traveling South India. And then first he went to a place. How many of you have been to a place called Alarnath? Alarnath, we have been. There's a place called Brahmagiri. It's around, you can say, 20 kilometers from Puri. Very beautiful place. And there, there also you will find Lord's imprint there. Because as I said, right, how Mahaprabhu was really getting so much of ecstasy, when the stone would melt, like being touched by the ecstasy of Mahaprabhu. You can see the marks of Lord imprinted there in Alarnath. Right, so when Mahaprabhu went, started traveling to South India Yatra, of course, hearing that Sarvam Bhattacharya and all the associates, they got really fainted. Oh, somehow or other, after millions of lifetimes, now we have the association of Mahaprabhu, and now Mahaprabhu is living now. What we have, and Mahaprabhu doesn't want to take us, and he wants us to go alone, and somehow or other, they convince Mahaprabhu to take one associate called Kal Krishna Das, and along with Kal Krishna Das, and Mahaprabhu started, and all the devotees, they also said, okay, let all of us also accompany for some time, right? They came to this place of Alarnath. Just a second, we'll just going to the final part of it. So, yes, there are so many prayers of Asarma Bhattacharya also, I will not go in detail. And then they came to this place of Alarnath. And there Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started singing and dancing in a so ecstatic way, and that all the people who came to see there also, they started singing and dancing. And seeing that, Nityananda Prabhu, we discussed that, just a couple of weeks back about Nityananda Prabhu, how he was, always with Nityananda, always with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and helping him in his pastimes. And at this point, Nityananda Prabhu said, Dekhi Nityanando Prabhu, Kohe Bhakta Gane, Ei Rupa Nrityage Have Grame Grame. He had predicted what Nityananda Prabhu predicted at that point of time. Like as we see here now, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is dancing and singing. Ei Rupe. Similarly, in all the villages, all over the world, there will be singing and dancing. Anybody could really visualize at that point of time that this would happen? But now we see that, the prediction of Mahaprabhu and especially Nityananda Prabhu came true. Through whom? Srila Prabhupada ki. You see that how is a prediction, like Srila Prabhupada, is writing that this prediction of Nityananda Prabhu is applicable not only in India but also all over the world. That is how happening by His grace. The members of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness are now traveling from one village to another in the Western countries and are even carrying the deity with them. The devotees distribute various literatures all over the world. Now you go to any part of the world, any cities of the world, you will find a Hare Krishna center there. You will find the devotees there, chanting the Hare Krishna. So now, like some of you might have seen that even the battlefield of the war right now, you find the devotees chanting Hare Krishna. Like what, this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what he had started, in Puri, right, and then through his South India tour, and how his associates, and now with the mercy of Sri Gaur Nitai and all of his followers, now it's been Prithvi che achi nate nagarati gram sarvatra prachar haive morana. And in Prithvi, like it's not only in the big cities, but all the villages, all the halis, all the gramas, everywhere. Now there is a chanting of the holy name. And this is the power of Mahaprabhu. This is the power of Nityananda. And like this is the way Mahaprabhu was really chanting and dancing. And then whoever was coming and then in contact with Mahaprabhu, singing and dancing and seeing the beautiful form of the Lord, they were getting transformed. And once they were getting transformed, they are going to their village, seeing them, their whole village are getting transformed. And is it not like we see that some of the devotees, they come to this movement, and after that, just a matter of days, their whole family getting transformed. After that, they are in-laws, they are family member. And this way, it is so. Some people might say that, okay, how can you really understand the supremacy of the Supreme Lord? How can you really understand it really works? You see that how now even all of us also, we can really look back 20 years, 30 years, or maybe for a couple of years back. What exactly our nature were there? So much of envy, so much of bad quality, so much dirty things. But now, after coming to the process of Krishna consciousness, we have realized, anybody could think that, like, we'll have a mala, we'll have a dhoti and kurta and a tilak, coming out. Nobody would care. I could have not visualized myself, right? Like for us, like during the thread ceremony or in some important festivals, right? We wear dhoti kurta, that is good enough for us. Right? That also we're so shy. But now devotees are chanting and dancing, wearing dhoti and kurta everywhere and seeing how they are so enthusiastic. So many other people, right? Like everybody is really getting so moved by it, because they are getting so much of bliss in chanting. Yes, this chanting has so much of power. And not only that, the devotees who are chanting, they have so much of potential. Krishna Sakti Vina Nahi Tyara Pravartan. Because they are empowered by Lord Krishna. They are propagating this holy name everywhere. They are propagating everywhere. And you see that how these devotees, they're so soft, they're so gentle, they showcase the highest standards of morality, the highest standards of the qualities. How it is possible, right? Earlier, Lord was not able to transform the demons. That's why he was killing them. But now, Lord is not killing them. Now, how difficult it is to transform a person. When animal is being transformed, to a Mahabhagavat, by this process of chanting, by serving the devotees of the Lord. That's how we can really understand that how this process works. It really works, right? And this is how Mahaprabhu was really going all over the South India, and this is the same process. He was really replicating all over the South India. And then, right, as he was going south, then he came to this place called near Simhachalam, near Sikakulam. There is a place called Kurmagram. Now also, once you go there, you will find it. And near Sikakulam is there. And he found that it's a beautiful lot of avatar of Lord Vishnu, and it's a Kurma form. And he started singing and dancing, and seeing that the Pujari came forward and offered nice paraphernalia to him. And seeing that there was one Brahmana came, right? And he said, I'm so moved, that I am really inviting you to please come down our home, and I want to serve you. So Mahaprabhu said, yeah, that will be my pleasure. When Mahaprabhu went inside, he started offering his humble obeisances and started glorifying the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu. And seeing that, he started telling Mahaprabhu, it's enough for me. Now I want to follow you. Now I want to follow you. Enough of my grostha life. I am so much fed up with my householder life. I want to follow you. I want to leave everything. Yeah. What is he saying? Kripa kara Prabhu more jayatama sange sahite na pari dukkha visaya tarange. So these waves of sense gratification, the waves of the misery coming again and again, I cannot tolerate, my Lord. It's enough now. I want to be with you. I want to go with you. How many of you believe that we should do that? It's enough. Lord, I cannot do anymore. Especially, like grostas, they cannot do it, but especially some young boys, he has an opportunity. Right? But especially because Kurma Brahmana was a grihastha, what he said to him? Prabhu kahe che vada kabhu na kahiva. Don't tell like this. Oh, gentlemen. Gruhe rahi Krishna nama nirantara lohivo. Please go back to your home and chant this holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Yes, Gruhe Thaka, Bane Thako, Sada Boli, Hari Boli Thako. Wherever you are, the main purpose, the main intention is to chant the name of Lord Hari. Right? And not only that, there's one more important instruction he is giving. Jare dekho tare koho, Krishna upadesa, amara agyaya guru hoya tarai desa. So not only that you chant always the name of the Lord, but also Jare dekho tare koho Krishna upadesa. Whomever you meet, tell him about the teachings of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. Right? That's why you see how devotees, they have so much their occupational responsibility and so on, but still they love to distribute, they love to share the teachings of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, because this instruction is directly coming from Mahaprabhu to all of his followers through this Kurma Brahmana. What is saying? Jare dekho tare kaho Krishna upadesa. Please take this holy name into your own life and distribute it profusely with everybody. Amara agya hai guru hoya taras. With my order, be a spiritual master, be a guru, be a preacher, and preach this message of the Lord. But before that, he said, first you should purify yourself. Bharata bhumide manusya janma hoile jar janma sarthaka kari kara puropakar. First you purify yourself, and then kara puropakar. You will take care of others as well. And with that, but oh my Lord, still I have to live in the house with so much of Visaya Taranga, so much of misery. What should I do about it? And Mahaprabhu is saying, Kobu na badhive toma Visaya Taranga Punarape ithane pave mora sanga. Once you do it, once you have higher engagement, once you are engaged in the service of preaching, Kahuna Vadive Tomar Visaya Taranga. You will not be affected by so-called miseries, the dualities that will come in your life. Isn't it so beautiful principle that Mahaprabhu has given here? And we see that say this is just enough that two lines, right? Dare therefore Dare Kaha, and before that, like Sada Nirantar Krishna Nama. That is the instruction to all the householders or all the living entities that Mahaprabhu is giving. Purify yourself, be Krishna conscious, and share Krishna consciousness. That is the only two principles that Mahaprabhu has given. And that's what we should take into our heart and really practice it. Right? So that is the vichar, that is the philosophy that Mahaprabhu has given to us. Now it's really up to us now to accept it in our life and make our life perfect and be an instrument in making others perfect. And that's what when Prabhupada met Bhakti-San Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada's spiritual master in Radha Kund, and I said, yes, you're not only the first time that he met, but also later also, he said, you are a young, person with so much intelligence, preach this message in English language all over the world. And that's what Prabhupada, he took that message, that instruction of his spiritual master as a life and soul. And that's what he did. And then Mahaprabhu's message was also distributed by Chaitanya, by Srila Prabhupada to his disciples. He also told his disciples, who are grihasthas, who are brahmacharis or the sannyasis, just take it. I have taken this instruction from my spiritual master, and this also my instruction to all my followers. Please make your life perfect by taking this process of Krishna consciousness and share this also Krishna consciousness with everybody. So thank you very much for giving so patient hearing to give us an opportunity to glorify Mahaprabhu, how Lord Mahaprabhu appeared and in this iron age, in this golden avatar, and to distribute this love of Godhead. I guess we are not qualified, we don't have any qualification, but then Lord has appeared to give that highest form of love of God to us. We have to just accept it in our heart and really release it. Any questions, comments, any thoughts? Hare Krishna. Online, offline, anybody would like to ask any question? Any questions? Any questions from anybody? Hare Krishna, anybody can hear in the online.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thoughts? Yes. Any reflections, any realizations? If you might not have any questions, anything that you learned today, you liked. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, Mahaprabhu has come to seeing the misery of all the living entities. He has come, his most magnificent avatar, and to share this love of God, the highest form of the God realization with everybody. So here Susma Mataji asking, is there any Mahaprabhu temple at Puri? Yes. Of course, in Jagannath temple itself, right? As I said, here Garuda Stamba, we can see the deity of Sadbhuja Gauranga, and in the south gate, within this compound wall of Jagannath Puri, in the south gate, you will find the Sadbhuja Gauranga, very beautiful temple of Mahaprabhu. And then a little ahead, there is this place called Gambhira, where Mahaprabhu used to stay and perform so many ecstatic mellows. That place also we can go there, where Mahaprabhu was staying personally. There's so many places are there. We can go, and somehow our devotees are going on April 25th to 29th to a yatra to Puri. Like anybody would like to join, you can join and contact devotees. So it's always nice to visit some towns with the association of the devotees. Okay, so Puneet Prabhu is saying Lord Chaitanya appeared as a devotee of Lord Chaitanya, very difficult to understand that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I'm confused a little bit. Who is our Supreme Lord? Lord Chaitanya? That's why we sing the first song. Jai Gaura Sai Krishna Sai Jagannath. That yes, the same Krishna, he has appeared as a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's the reason we sing and that beautiful song. The same Krishna, he has appeared, the same Rasaraj Krishna, he has appeared as a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So there's no difference, his only forms, his colors are different, but he is the same person. Any other thoughts? Anything else that you got it? Any other reflection, realizations? Before we proceed to do some Aarti and Kirtan, so Roji will do some Kirtan and Aarti. Okay, thank you.
So Arati and then Gaurarati, Narasimharati and then Kirtan.
Is it ready? So we can bring the camera also there for the online devotees also.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
The devotees can be there.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
So it's always great to hear Sri Gopal Prabhu. And moreover, our Gopal, my most celebrated occasion is coming on 18th. So I hope that everyone will participate. So, okay. So I hope that everyone will participate enthusiastically. So now let's chant Prabhu 3 times to appreciate our Sri Gopal Prabhu. Together. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. So now we'll have the Gaurati followed by Narasimha and then Kirtan and then Pashukam and wrap it up. Okay. And meantime, you can after that you can discuss with the devotees and if you have any other questions.
Then of course we'll have prasadam.
Yeah.
After the
Okay. After the Hare Krishna.
Laptop is bring it, but how the camera is this mobile this mobile hold. Fix this. No, then tripod. Tripod the mobile nothing to do.
Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai, 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 Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga. Jaya Satchidananda Gaura Hari, Jaya Satchidananda Gaura Hari, Gaura 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 Hari, Gaura 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 Hari, Gaura 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 Hari, Gaura Gaura Hari, Gaura 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 Hari. So the Aarti is there, the rightmost this one. So we sing that. Jaya Shri Gandharika Giridharisman Mahaprabhu ki Jaya Gora Chande Aroti Kasho Jaya Gora Chande Aroti
अष्टोत्तर शतक भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी स्वामी अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, सर्वस्वामी वृंद की जय। प्रेम से बोलो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोकुल श्याम गुण राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। श्री क्षेत्रपुरी धाम की जय, नवद्वीप धाम की जय, वृंदावन धाम की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, तुलसी देवी की जय, गंगा माई की, जमुना माई की जय, गिरि गोवर्धन की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, इस्कॉन व्हाइटफील्ड की जय, समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय, और वरिष्ठ संबंध डिवोटीज हरे, और वरिष्ठ संबंध डिवोटीज हरे, और वरिष्ठ संबंध डिवोटीज हरे, और वरिष्ठ गौरव and गौर। Hare Krishna. Would like to thank once again all the devotees for enthusiastically participating and dancing madly like the associates of Prabhu. I'd like to thank you very much for the Prabhu. And also would like to thank all the devotees who are online. Thank you very much for joining. We are very, very thankful to you. So we'll now just have Narasimha Pranam, and after that we'll go for Prasada. Thank you very much. Great. So, Sachijivan Prabhu, we'd like to do our Namaste